Hi guys, some days it just feels good to take it low and slow, and that's what we're doing today with this mat-based bar routine that completely targets the lower body. So that's glutes, outer thighs, a little bit of inner thighs, all the fun stuff. So if you're ready, all you need to do is roll out your mat and let's get started. Hi guys, so we're taking it all the way down to the mat. We're going to do a ton of lower body, so really great if it is sort of a lazier day and you don't want to do a lot of like really intense standing stuff. Gang's all here, as you can see. Here's Layla's haircut. I've been trying to show it off for a while. So we're going to come all the way down. Make sure you have some nice padding here. I'm going to do my best here. So come all the way down. If you're on a harder surface or a thinner mat, you might want to pad a little bit under the hips because, like I said, we're going to come all the way down, like so. Okay, so you want to push the top of the right foot into the floor so that the right knee actually lifts a little bit off the floor, and we're going to be lifting left leg. So I want you to actually direct it slightly on a diagonal, so toward that bottom corner of your mat. See if you can turn it out a little bit. If you can't that much, that's fine. Hip bones stay down here, and we're gonna do a straight lift. We're doing a full minute, so go ahead and start. Lift and lower. Hi, buddy. This is my most special. What a great pillow you are. So just periodically check in with the right leg so that the knee is locked straight. Just check that it's locked straight and not coming down to rest on the mat. So in other words, right side is really staying engaged as well, and that's actually gonna help you find the control to just squeeze the glute and get the lift there. This guy's the best. This guy right here. He's just the best. This is my buddy. This is my emotional support animal. No, he's actually not registered as such, but he could be. And then keep it up here, and you're just gonna pulse. So keep both legs super, super straight. Just find that squeeze from the glute, little tiny lifts, really nice and controlled. And I'm getting a little bit nervous because the pigeons are circling above me. And you know what they like to do. Yeah, makes me a little nervous. Wouldn't be the first time, though it would be the first time on camera. So really controlled squeeze all the glute. Oh my love, you are so snuggly. Meanwhile, if you hear a little noise in the background, Layla's just decided her new favorite toy is my lens cap. So that's cool. Yeah, that seems like an excellent toy. Layla! And if the camera's shaking, that's because she's now rolling around into the tripod. All right, keep the leg lifted. We're gonna curl, so it's gonna be a little bit on an angle again. Extend. So heel's gonna kind of come inward a bit, and then we're going out on that diagonal. But like I said, make sure the hip stays down. So you don't want to be like really going for that side and lifting up like that. Keep the left hip pushing down into the floor as you do these. Really getting a lot of the hamstrings, keeping that leg lifted. This is the only time of day, oh my God, when the cats have energy because it's really hot. So this is them at their prime. This guy's always at his prime. Look at, I can't make this up. I feel like when I describe Leo to people, they're like, no, that cat doesn't exist. And I'm like, but actually, check it out. I have video evidence. Keep the knee bent, and we're gonna do a little pulse here. So again, it'll be slightly angled. I do have a mouth full of cat hair right now though. Although Leo did get a very nice grooming this morning by me, yours truly. Check in again with that right knee. So these will be really tiny, really controlled. Your upper body shouldn't be lifting unless you too have a feline pillow. I should have foreseen that Layla was going to go nuts with that lens cap and put it out of her reach, but I did not. Oh no. Now here he goes. Keep just pulsing here though, a few more seconds. And release. There we go. There's one side down. So same exact thing on the other side. So left leg can come back in line with the hip, push down into the top of the foot so the kneecap lifts. Right leg's gonna go a tiny bit on the diagonal, opening it, so turning out so the knee is not down toward the floor, if you can. And we're gonna do a straight lift. Go ahead and start. Lift and lower. That plant is really taking a beating for me as I'm filming outside. But I think this jungle setting's kind of nice. What do you think? Nice for a bit of a change of scenery. I prefer it because there's natural light. I was going to say fresh air, but lol, I'm in Madrid. The air's not fresh. It's actually really terrible right now. The air quality is super bad. So that's fun and special. I hope the air quality is better where you are and you're not just breathing in like soot. And like I said in the last video, or if you've been watching recently, doing, keep it up, pulse here. I just got back from the UK, from Cornwall, so the English seaside, and the air was so nice there. It was so clean and fresh. And then like coming back to Madrid, I just feel like I'm like choking on the city air. It is particularly bad here right now. But generally Madrid does have pretty bad air quality. Fun fact, I'm really selling Madrid. Madrid is a lovely city. It is a lovely city. So, yeah. If you are a city person, I think it is very nice. I recommend for a visit. Maybe even to live, if that's within the realm of possibility. Hello there. We're gonna bend, extend. But I am not really such a city person anymore. Hi. Hi. Are you showing off? He's just showing off for the camera. He knows. He really knows. I mean, it's not that he's not like this often, but he's extra like this anytime I turn on the camera. So I'm pretty sure he knows. He's a performer. I should be a stage mom. Can I get you into, are you my cash cow? Can I get you into like acting, performing? No, because you only perform when you want to, on your schedule, and then keep it bent. Little tiny lifts here. Again, slightly open to the side if you can. Check in with that left knee. Make sure it's lifted off the ground. Oh, now he's discovering the bended lens cap. Are you enjoying the cat play-by-play? The only cat who's not around is Luna. I don't know where she is. Usually she's outside, but I think she got a little bit sick of sharing the outside space with her brother and sister. So, yeah. Should be feeling a little shaky, maybe a little crampy even in that glute, but stay with it. We're not here for too much longer. And it is a really good way to isolate the glutes because we don't really have to worry too much about the abs. Often with glute exercises, it does rely on the abs being nice and strong to support. Last one there, release. But with this one, the great thing is that's not really the case. Okay, so both legs long now. You're gonna open them to about the width of your mat, so about those corners here. Knees are both straight. Keep the upper body relaxed. We're gonna do a double leg lift. So that doesn't mean that the legs have to come really high. It should be controlled and the knees should be straight. So what I don't wanna see, well, I'm not gonna see it, but I don't want you to do is this, which is often what people do. They'll just put like a little bend in the knees because it gives the illusion of a higher leg lift. It's an illusion. So it's only about what happens from the tops of the legs, not what happens in the feet. So keep the knees super straight, long, locked, do a little lift there. We'll just do 10 of these. So exhale, lift, inhale, release. Luna's coming back outside. That's the latest in the cat play-by-play. So just focusing on a big squeeze of glutes, however high the legs lift within that, that's how high they lift. Here's 4. And then keep the legs up on this next one. And we're gonna curl, extend. Tops of the legs stay lifted. 10 of these. Curl, extend, curl, extend. Hopefully you're not kicking any plants. Here's 4. And last one there. And now you keep the knees bent, let the legs come down though. So now we have this kind of diamond shape, heels together, squeeze the feet in tight to the butt so they're not back here. They're in stacked right here. And we're gonna do 10 little lifts here. So squeeze the glutes, lift, release, lift, release. This is where I said you might have wanted some padding under the hips. Having said that, did I pad under the hips? No. Do I regret that right now? Yes, very much so. It's not the most comfortable. So yeah, if you need to pause this and pad under the hips, you should do that. Last one here, keep it up. And again, we're gonna extend and bend, just 10 last ones. A lot of cat hair in my face right now. Yep. Here's 4. And last one. And release. There we go. Okay. Press up from there. And we're going to come down onto one side. So whichever side you want to start with, if you have a preference, start on that side. I got little bits of my mat on me. That's cool. And you're going to rest all the way down. So you can either have the head in the palm of the hand. If that's uncomfortable, you can also go all the way down. Aim here is to keep the hips stacked. So with that bottom leg, you're going to go a little bit toward the front corner of your mat. So it's not totally straight at the hips. There will be a little tiny bit of a bend there. Top leg's going to come on top. And what we don't want is to roll open like this. So you're never going to come on the bottom glute. You're going to be fully on the side. So you might even feel, unfortunately, that hip bone kind of grinding down again. Again, you could pad underneath the hip. Top leg though, we're just going to do a knee in, extend. That's it. So knee in, extend. And notice, even though I am opening the leg there, I'm not rolling like this. Okay, so you should be able to keep that bottom leg pressing down really firmly and keep the hips stacked. It is going to limit the range a little bit, keeping the hips stacked, but it means the muscles are actually going to be doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing. Abs tight. It's always a little bit of core work as well. Keep going here. My aim is to finish this before the sun hits me. It's coming down the wall just over here. And as soon as that sun hits this patio, it's hell on earth. It's truly insane. Here's 3, 2, keep it in on one, and you're just going to, woo, extend, bend. Still pushing that top hip forward. So leg is going to be extending slightly forward of you. It's not going to be straight above, unless you have a perfect 180-degree turnout, which very, very few people have, including like professional ballerinas. So most likely the leg is going to be a little bit forward. You've got that top hand down for a little bit of support. I have so much cat hair on my face. I'm sorry if I look really like, I just feel like my face is covered in cat hair, which in the heat is just a special kind of feeling. Few more here. Keep pressing whole bottom side of the body down into the ground. Here's 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg straight. Whoop. We're gonna lower it all the way down, and we're just gonna do a straight leg lift. So exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So again, we are doing a bit of a turnout, but that bottom glute never touches down. You stay on the side. And focus on keeping that length in the leg. Exhaling on the lift. Inhale as you slowly release. It should never just drop back down. It should be a controlled release. Here's 4. And last one. Again, we're going to keep it up. This time, a little tiny bend. Push. Push. So it's just these little ones. Keep pushing that top hip forward. Abs in tight. Here's 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Final thing on this side. We're gonna draw the knee in bend, extend, float it down. So just big circular motion here. Just 10 of these to finish it out. Nice and controlled. It's a nice range of motion if the hips are feeling a bit tight, especially if you have been doing any traveling. So yeah, this would actually be quite a great workout to do while traveling, because obviously you don't need any equipment. You don't need a lot of space for it. It's just like being able to lie down, basically. But yeah, gets everything moving, but not too crazy intense. One more here. Good. And then we'll flip sides and do the exact same thing over here on the other side. Okay. So resting it down, bottom leg angled a little bit toward that front corner, top leg is stacked, and we're just bending, drawing the knee in. So tuck in, extend, pushing forward, staying on that hip. So like I said, it probably is gonna be a little bit uncomfortable because if you're in the correct spot, you're pretty much gonna be stacked right up on that hip bone. But we're not here that long. You can do it, and if you need to, a little bit of padding under there is a-okay. Do what you need to do to get through it. Abs tight. It's always a little bonus for the abs. A little breeze. Yes, please. Here's 3. And then keep this next one in, and we extend. So slightly forward, again, unless you have a 180-degree turnout. Really controlled though, so we are pushing that range as much as possible. It's probably not going to be identical on the 2 sides. I see a little fly buzzing around the camera, so sorry if that goes in front at any point. This is nature right here. This is about as much nature as you get in Madrid. That's not true. There are really nice parks in Madrid, but I mean, still city. Few more here. I think these are the hardest ones. It's just that range, because if you're really pushing it without opening up the hips, it's pretty hard. Last one here, that's the idea. Release it straight. So straight leg lift, exhale up, slow release down. And this could be a good routine to pair. If you want to pair, get a longer workout. You could put this with one of my other more intense ones, since I don't think this one's too bad. Oh God. the pigeons are just up above. Very threatening. I need the cats to come out and do their little like clicky bird noise. Yell at the pigeons. If you guys have cats, you know what I'm talking about. Last one here, keep it up. A little tiny bend, extend, push. Almost there. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, and then those 10 little circles. So we draw in, we extend, we lower. And I feel like I have significantly less range of motion on this side. But yeah, work within what you've got. This will help open it up over time, also because it's building the strength simultaneously, which helps with the range of motion, because we want it to be supported by strength and not just loose and crazy. Especially if any of you guys are like hypermobile, really, really important to work all the muscles around the joints, because with hypermobility, last one here, there is more of a risk for joint injury. So strengthen around them so that it is supported. All right, you're gonna come down onto your back. Final little push here. Just little bits of mat all over me, cat hair, fun stuff. So final little push here on the back. We're gonna have heels together, toes turned out, knees open wide, hands just down by the sides, and we're gonna do a little butterfly bridge lift here. So sides of the feet down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Squeezing the butt. I think these ones always do feel quite nice as a hip opener. Looks a little crazy, but I mean, somebody might be watching me. I am out in the open right now, so that is the risk I run filming out here. Here's 4. You're gonna stay up on this next one, and we're just gonna bring the legs together, squeezing from the inner thighs, open out. Don't let the hips bounce up and down. We're gonna keep them level. So we're just squeezing, opening. So working inner and outer thighs, glutes as well. Putting it all together. Here's 4. Last one, bring it all the way down, and then final thing we're gonna do here is put those two things together. So as you lift, you're gonna bring the legs together. As you lower, legs come apart again. So that's it. Again, it's a nice feeling one, I think. Let's go. So draw together, open, release. Draw together, open, release. A nice finish. Make sure you're moving equally with both legs. Final stretch. Really squeezing the butt from every angle, every direction. Here's 4. And one more. And release. And let's just stay right here. So soles of the feet together. Let the knees just drop open. So don't try to hold any energy in them. Just let them fully release. So focus on taking nice deep breaths here so we can let the legs release. I've got a nice view up at the sky, which is blue, totally cloudless. I wish there was a little cloud cover. That would be great. That would be super awesome. But it's a lovely blue sky. Much better than looking up at the ceiling. I'll say that. And then bring the legs together here. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a little rock here. And then feet down. Let's cross right ankle over the left knee. Push the right leg away from you. And then keeping tailbone grounded, grab either behind the left thigh or around the shin. But like I said, make sure that tailbone doesn't lift or you're not actually getting that stretch. And then here you can take just a little rock. Side to side. I'm using my right elbow to push the right leg out a little bit. And release, we'll switch sides. So left over right, push the left leg out away from you, grab behind the right thigh or shin. Tailbone stays grounded, shoulders as well. And if you want, you can do that little rock side to side. I just find I can get into more angles if I keep a little movement in it. So I do prefer more of a dynamic stretch, but to each their own. And release. Again, just hug both knees into the chest. Take a few rocks forward and back, all the way up into seated. There we go. We made it through. I made it through before the sun hit, so that's awesome. So I hope you guys did enjoy this routine. If you did, of course, hit that like button down below. That helps me because then I can see what sort of things you are enjoying, what you would like to see more of. And if you have anything specific that you would like to see, let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, so that you don't miss anything, I am trying to have lots of stuff coming this summer. Go, 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 go time. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss anything. I will see you guys soon. Bye.